Now to the big health scare in Kerala, where health authorities are on the alert after a spike in cases of primary amoebic meningoencephalitis, or PAM, a brain infection with a high fatality rate. This infection is caused by a Naegleria fowleri, commonly known as brain-eating amoeba. This year, Kerala has recorded 61 confirmed cases of PAM and 19 deaths, with many of these deaths being reported in the past few weeks. State Health Minister Veena George has said that Kerala is grappling with a serious public health challenge. The infections previously linked to clusters in districts like Kozhikode and Malappuram, which trace back to a same water source, are now appearing across the state. Patients ranging from a 3-month-old infant to a 91-year-old. The fact that the clusters are not linked to a single water source is causing concern amongst authorities. Let's go straight across to Dr. Rajiv Jayadevan, who is from the IMA in Kerala. Sir, tell us what we need to know. How deeply concerning is it that the clusters do not trace back to a single water source?
There is no need to worry about this news, but I'll give the main messages first. As far as amoeba causing brain infection, it's extremely rare. And the truth is, if you look for amoeba, you will find it. And the second main message is, don't put water inside your nose. So these are the two main messages. Now I'll come to why I said that. First, these so-called brain-eating amoeba are part of a group called free-living amoeba. That is part of our environment. They're all around us. There are hundreds of species of amoeba. They sit around, they eat, they feed on bacteria and organic matter, and they move around. And they also are found in our water supplies, in our water tanks, rivers, streams, ponds, even in our pipes, water pipes, water taps, and sinks and drains. Now, that might sound quite scary, but if you look at the microscope with all of these, at all of these objects, you will find them. Now, not all of them have what is called these pathogenic or the dangerous types of amoeba, which are namely which are called acanthamoeba and Naegleria and other such names. So if these amoebae are given a chance to enter our nose, the distance between the cavity inside the nose and the brain is just a few millimeters. Yes, our nasal cavity is separated from our brain by just a tiny, thin, weak piece of bone, which the amoeba can easily burrow through. And it is those few cases that manifest as amoebic brain infection. So the moral of the story is, don't put water into your nose, no matter how clean you think it is, unless, of course, it is sterilized and it is under a doctor's supervision. But those are the exceptions. People who take frequent dips in such areas, yes, they are at risk for this condition.
All right, very, very briefly, sir, the fact that earlier what we are given to understand is that it usually used to be clusters tracing back to a single water source. The fact that it's now spread across the state, any specific other measures that people need to know about which water source could potentially be contaminated?
Yes, if you look for it, you will find it. If you look at brain infections across India, if there are over 100,000 cases of brain infection a year in India, about 70%, we simply do not know what is causing it. And 1 to 7% of these unknown brain infections are estimated to be because of amoeba. But to pick up amoeba, you got to look at the cerebrospinal fluid or the spinal fluid under the microscope, which is not a commonly done thing. So what Kerala has been doing is it's added this additional test under the protocol for looking at people with symptoms of brain infection. So if I see a person coming with fever, headache, and vomiting, and if the person says in the past 2 weeks they've been swimming around in a pond or a river, or they put water in their nose, yes, I will suspect it, and I will ask for a special test that looks for amoeba. The point is, if you don't look for it, you will not find it. You will think it's a bacterial or viral infection, which is the most common cause of, in fact, brain infection. About the vast majority of brain infections are by bacteria and viruses.
Right. Thanks very much there, Dr. Rajiv Jayadevan. We'll keep a close watch of how this plays out in Kerala. Remember, high literacy levels in Kerala, where the reporting also becomes extremely aggressive, and dealing with it also at the primary health centers. Thanks very much there. We'll keep a close focus on that. We'll take a very short break right now on the Southern View. Much more when we come back.